I'm Alex from Android Central, and this is Android P running on the OnePlus 6. As you might remember from the Google I/O keynote, the OnePlus 6 is one of a handful of devices getting an early build of the next version of Android, alongside Google's own beta program for the Pixel phones. This gives you an early glimpse of Android P on one of the year's most appealing phones for enthusiasts. But here's the catch: unless you actually are an app developer, you probably shouldn't install this. Why? Well, the important thing is this isn't as polished or as stable or as complete as the Android P beta on a Pixel. What you get here is a very early, somewhat buggy version of Android P that's missing a bunch of features. Basically, it's just not something you should even be thinking of using on your main device yet. The UI is a mishmash of OxygenOS elements like the launcher, dialer, gallery, and a few other apps, and bits of stock Android P. The colors and animations are straight from Google, as is most of the settings app. But then of course you have the OnePlus home screen setup, gallery, camera, and other additions. Some of the core user-facing stuff from Android P is intact, like the new notification shade, but many other bits are missing. The option to enable Android P's gesture controls is present, but enabling it doesn't actually do anything. And the menu for OnePlus's gestures and button options is there, but right now it is very sparsely populated. But hey, at least the OnePlus camera app works, and aside from slow-mo video, it's pretty much 100% functional, and works about as well as it does on Oreo. That said, you will miss out on most of the features that make a OnePlus phone unique, along with some of the more attractive new Android P features that Pixel owners in the Android beta program get to play with. This is a very early, incomplete version of Android P. For proof of that, look no further than the name of the phone here. It identifies itself as a generic Snapdragon 845 reference board. The adaptive battery settings added for Pixels in the last Android P build are missing too, and you have some extra options here under display that don't apply to this phone, like VR settings. I don't think we should read too much into that. Other weirdness, the alignment of the clock and icons is a little bit off. I found the Fingerprint Scanner to be a bit finicky as well, and Wi-Fi reception is noticeably weaker than the stable version of OxygenOS. We saw similar quirks on the Xiaomi Mi Mix 2S version of Android P back at Google I/O. This is nowhere near daily driver ready. For that reason, you'll only want to load this up on your OnePlus 6 if it's not your main device and you just want to play around, or if you're a developer using it to test apps for Android P. Everyone else should probably steer clear for now. You're not getting the level of stability and feature completeness that you get from the Android P beta on a Pixel phone. That's not a huge deal on the face of it, and it's pretty clear that the expansion of the Android Developer Preview is meant as more of a demonstration of what Google can do thanks to Project Treble, which makes it easier for manufacturers to update phones that ship with Oreo onto the new Android P. Hopefully that means phones like the OnePlus 6 will be on a fast track to Android P when it's released later in the year. Until then, I think you'll be a lot happier sticking with the stable Oreo-based firmware for this phone. And if you want a stable Android P experience that's more appropriate to use as a daily driver, right now that's still only available on Google's Pixel phones. That's it for now. Subscribe to Android Central here on YouTube so you don't miss the rest of our OnePlus 6 coverage. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.